I could hear it. What did the wizard say before he rode away? Late nights keeping me company. A jukebox melody, laser beams. Keep on living in the mystery. Love lives on in history. Magic all around you all the time. If you decide to open your eyes, how do I circle back to the time before? Late nights keeping me company. A jukebox melody, laser beams. Keep on living in the mystery. Love lives on in history. Late nights keeping me company. A jukebox melody, laser beams. Keep on living in the mystery. Love lives on in history. Late nights keeping me company. A jukebox melody, laser beams. Keep on living in the mystery. Love lives on in history.
I think that the internet is going to be one of the major forces for reducing the role of government. The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, is a reliable ETID, a method whereby
For those of you who are new to the channel, that is my MO. Every time I launch the stream, I do it with a lot of flash and pizzazz, and then I enter with a muted microphone. So welcome to the stream, everybody. My name is Baloo, and I take a look at the charts and crypto assets that you're most interested in using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's get this going. Voice is off. You can count on you. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. So we'll start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on a tear. Bitcoin is mooning. It's mooning. We're not out of the woods yet. We're still technically in the range-bound condition with Bitcoin. So over here we have our buyer's climax. Let me just slap a few labels on here. So in the Wyckoff method, what we are doing is we are identifying a trading range and looking for signals within that range to kind of signify strength in the asset. So we have a buyer's climax, we have our automatic reaction down here. Let's label that AR. And then we have a little bit of a shakeout slash spring. You know what? Let's call it a spring because we're in reaccumulation mode. Reaccumulations develop a lot quicker. So we're going to go ahead and call that a spring because it looks as though we're aiming to hit our sign of strength right now. So if we can break through this level here at around 57.5, somewhere around that, we can start to say that our sign of strength is in. So we can tentatively place our label for the sign of strength. The sign of strength is when we finally get a higher high. So until we get that higher high, we're going to remain range bound. Now we could also get a higher high and have a retracement as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it in Bitcoin. You know, we're just monitoring the situation on what is going on with Bitcoin. We had a reaccumulation back here that broke out, and then we're just waiting for that signal to come in on Bitcoin where we can get that clear break above the trading range and a backup. We can get that back up, we are off to the races. So whether that comes in the next few days or whether this results in an upthrust and we need to reaccumulate a little bit more below the range is yet to be seen. But stay tuned and see what happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on with Ethereum. Let's do the Ethereum spot chart. So similar sort of thing occurring inside of Ethereum. We had a very long drawn out accumulation to the upside. This did result in a downside move, but more or less we are still in the range bound environment on Ethereum. So we had our buyer's climax back here, and that resulted in a little bit of a shakeout. Similar sort of pattern here where the shakeout can also be interpreted as a spring, got our test, and we're going for our sign of strength. So very much so, Ethereum and Bitcoin are looking very similar. So there's not a lot of, you know, they're very correlated at this point. The biggest thing that interests me about Ethereum is when we compare Ethereum against the Bitcoin chart. We in the private group have been charting this for a while. I've been doing this on stream for a while. Zooming out on the 3-day for the Bitcoin comparative on Ethereum, we are exiting a Wyckoff accumulation ranges. So as this begins to continue to the upside, if we can break above this trading range and then test above the megaphone, so there is kind of a megaphone pattern that is occurring as well. This is a Wyckoff megaphone pattern, Jesse Livermore megaphone pattern. If we can get a break above there and then a test right here, I think that we could see some beautiful price action in the form of outcompeting Bitcoin. So the biggest resistance area right here is in this general area right here, which is approximately 0.08 of a Bitcoin on the Ethereum pair. This would be very juicy, especially if Bitcoin is rallying alongside Ethereum at the time that this occurs. We don't know the price targets in US dollars. All we know that we have resistance at around 0.08 BTC. Okay. Let's catch up with the chat a little bit. So we had a one person come in and request Axion very early on in the chat. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Axion. New project, wrapped ether, very new project. Okay, so it's still in its accumulation, whatever it's going to do. Had a huge wick to the upside, so I don't know what that was. I hope you didn't buy that FOMO candle, but it's yeah, it's not outperforming Ethereum at this point. So let's go down to some smaller time frames on this one. This might be one that I need to touch base on with fundamentals. So it's definitely in its accumulation, whatever it's doing. Let's zoom in. Okay, thanks for the sub. Okay, let's slap a range on this. Now this is, you know what, let's quickly do some fundamentals on Axion, because that seems like kind of a crappy range that we're in here. Let me just pull this up here. Where did my stream go? There we go. Axion. Everybody wants the shit coins. Number 378 on the list. Oh, this is what retail loves to buy, is a coin that they can own thousands and thousands of. Guys, this is very common in the retail space. You gotta stop buying these cheap shit coins. This is, yeah, it's cheap. You think this is gonna go to Bitcoin prices or even like $1? Think again. It's just not going to happen more often than not. $62,000 market cap. Massive circulating supply. It looks like the circulating supply is also maxed, is also at the max supply. Let's take a look at the chart that they have here. What you want to get into the habit of doing is taking a look at the Bitcoin chart. Is it outcompeting Bitcoin? It's relatively flat. Let's go to the 90-day. If it's not outcompeting Bitcoin, don't bother. Okay, so it is outcompeting Bitcoin. This is good. Okay, that's checkbox number one. You want to start there. If it's a downtrend against Bitcoin, just hold Bitcoin. It's far safer, far better investment, especially in the later stages of the bull market. It's gone up a considerable amount against the all-time low. So let's jump back onto the Ethereum comparative and see if we can slap a range on here and make heads or tails as to where we are. So here is the clear change of character right here on Axion. Let's just zoom that across. Bring that to somewhere around here. It looks like we've had a backup. Yeah, if we can keep making higher highs and higher lows, I think that you're in a good position on this one when compared against Ethereum with Axion. I don't know anything about this project or what it does, so do your own research and figure it out. Okay. What else do we got? Oh, there is one coin that I wanted to take a look at. We've got some bullish news as far as being able to actually buy Avalanche. You know, a lot of people have been struggling to purchase Avalanche. We've had some good positive price action as a result of that news. So let's go ahead and take a look at Avalanche. Avalanche was in this reaccumulation after decline schematic. We had a move down, we had a redistribution and a move down, and it looks as though we have made a reaccumulation indicated by this sign of strength and now holding a bit of a backup. Very interesting. I want to see this hold. I want to see this break above this level over here. So if we can get a clear break above this previous high right here, that would be a clear indication that we are leaving the reaccumulation and we're going to start seeing some better price action. Pangolin is doing well today, you know, up 30%. Stuff like, yeah, things are looking good. Something I want to share with my private members, you guys get the advantage of seeing this, is how to enter an asset, or how to, like, what should you have in the charts when you're looking to enter an asset. If you don't have a premium TradingView account, follow the links below to get a free to sign up for a premium TradingView account. If you are going to be a trader, it's highly recommended that you have a premium account and have access to some of these services like multiple screens. So what I often do is I will have a couple different charts on. So first and foremost, I like to have Bitcoin up in the top corner here. This is the entire market moves with Bitcoin. So I like to see if Bitcoin is in a healthy position or if Bitcoin is in a bad position. We are butting up against resistance here. So, you know, going long may be difficult. You might want to just use spot positions if you were going to take anything at this level of Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin retraces, the entire market retraces. Then over here, we have our higher time frame of the asset that we are looking to trade. This is on the 4 hour. So this is the chart that we were just looking at. We have our reaccumulation down at the bottom here, and we're holding a backup. Then we have the asset on the short-term time frame. So now we're looking at Avalanche on the 15-minute. We had this downsloping line of resistance. We are now breaking above that resistance with my MA crossing bullish above water. This is very good. And then the last chart that I like to look at is the asset I am trading against Bitcoin. I want to make sure that there's confluence on the Bitcoin pair to ensure that the asset is outperforming. Because if it's not outperforming, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you even trying? Stop bothering. Stop buying these shit coins. If all is put yourself into a position your Bitcoin competitive is favorable. Simple, but also very foreign, because that kind of metric really doesn't exist in a lot of other markets. So take that into consideration. So that is kind of just a quick and dirty one for the private group. If you are interested in joining VIP, there are links down below. I offer a VIP trading room. We have many awesome technical analysts who are trading this market every single day, looking for profitable trading setups. You get to trade alongside me and take some of the coins that I look at, take some of those trades that I take positions in as well. But more importantly is we teach you how to trade. We teach you how to find the trading setups, because, you know, when push comes to shove, a trader is a solo venture. really. Like, you can join trading groups and it's a great way to pool ideas, but until you start making your own decisions, you're not going to be consistently profitable. So that's kind of the environment that I like to nurture inside of my group. Yeah, it's the best way to go, and that's what we focus on. So if you are interested, links down below. That's the pitch. Let's carry on. Okay, so we looked at Axion. Very good. Bitcoin all-time high on stream if we are lucky. Sound the alarms, sound the alarms. Hey Jenster, how's it going? One of the most bullish projects I'm on, small $1 million market cap still, and they haven't started marketing yet. They have the sexiest dashboard and UI in all of crypto and DeFi, to be honest. The one thing they don't have is investors. Their tokenomics are supply/demand metrics on steroids. Well, supply is the available supply and the demand is people willing to buy it. So if it's at $1 million market cap, currently there is no demand. What's up, Crypto Z? Megaphone looks sexy. Thoughts on Matic? The rebranded, well, Matic is moving, man. Matic is not for the new investor. Matic is not a coin that, if you don't know what you're doing on Matic, be very careful, but let's go ahead and take a look because it is moving. And when things are moving, you can capitalize on momentum. But if you think you're gonna buy Matic and hold it for a long term, stop. That is the wrong answer. You do not hold assets long term when they are fucking mooning. Don't hold an asset long term if you are buying up here. If you're a trader, intraday trader, day trader, be my guest. Lots of opportunity. But thinking that you're gonna hold Matic long term, unless you're thinking decades, sure. And unless you're okay with losing 95% of your initial investment, sure. You're in the later stages of the bull market. So realize that entries on these assets now, you should have been buying down here. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I didn't. You know, it's easier said than done, but this market will destroy you if you are not careful. Huge move up on the day. If you got in, take profit. If you're looking to enter, we need more price to kind of develop. Let's take a quick look at the RSI. Yeah, the relative strength on this asset is overall declining. I don't like it. You know, you have a bit of a bearish divergence on it. It's overheated. It's super hyped. It's not a good investment right now. You might be able to squeeze a few more pennies out of it on the hype, but it's not a long-term hold. Like the hair today. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Usually I hide it under a hat. Having a good hair day, thought I'd share. Yeah, we can take a look at Reef. Reef is a sleeper, but I like sleepers. Sleepers are where you want to be. Let's go ahead and take a look at that sleeper. Reef. Yeah, we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything. Now, the fundamentals on Reef are pretty unique. Whether or not those fundamentals are going to matter going forwards, you know, we are at the later stages of the bull market, so the narratives that are going to become common need to be easy to understand. We have a lot of new people coming into the space, and if they don't understand what a liquidity aggregator does or what a liquidity aggregator means, you know, this could stall. Do I have a position in this? Yes, because it's in the right place. This is the kind of stuff that you want to buy. You know, it's slowly ticking to the upside. It's got strong fundamentals. I have a small bag of Reef. That's pretty much it. But realize that the next wave of retail, they're probably not going to be using DEXs. They're probably not going to really understand what DeFi means. And they're going to have absolutely no clue what a liquidity aggregator does. Liquidity aggregator, you tell me what that is. I know what it is, you tell me. Okay, not gonna spend too much time on that one. Okay, what's up, Success Bull? How's it going, man? Guys, if you want some dope t-shirts, go to FOMOmerch.com. Success Bull is one of our fantastic designers in the group here. He makes some dope merch. It doesn't even go to me. I just love his style and his aesthetic. Go check him out at FOMOmerch.com. Actually, Successful, just leave your link in the chat. Feel free to leave your link in the chat. He is on Twitch right now, so the people on YouTube can't really see that. Maybe I'll link the merch. Okay. What's going on, Forest Friends? I've been in since 3 cents, so time to jump out, I'm hearing. There is never all or nothing, okay? If you're the type of trader who goes all in on an asset and then removes all of your investment from that asset, you need to kind of adjust your strategy. You can be very lucky and you can be very profitable doing that, but you can also destroy your portfolio doing that. Scale in on confirmation, scale out when things start to look bearish. You know, when we have huge, large extensions, you should have been taking profits along the way. So if you haven't yet, I think it's still good advice for me to be giving you to tell you to take profits. But the bottom line is, when you get into a trade, have a plan, have a strategy. What are you going to do? What does take profits look like? Maybe if you want to exit the position, take all of your profit and leave your initial investment. That way, at least you still maintain exposure that you did a bunch of homework on. You looked into this project, you loved it fundamentally, so you do want to keep a little bit of skin in the game, but harvest those gains, harvest those profits. How about things in the NFT space like Sand or Mana? They will go down, but they will likely be popular with new retail investors. They look like they might enter consolidation soon. So NFTs are red hot right now. They are white hot right now. And the reality of NFTs right now is they're bullshit. They're garbage. The purpose of an NFT is not to trade collectibles. The purpose of an NFT is not to, make paintings and share art pieces. The purpose of NFTs is to assign digital information to property that you want to have one of. A good example of that is your house. Your house is your house. There's only one house that is your house, and it's your one house. That is the perfect application of an NFT. Another application of an NFT is your car key. Your car key starts your car. You might have a Honda Civic, and your Honda Civic car key does not turn on another Honda Civic's car. It turns on your car. That is a very good application of an NFT. The NFT space is very primitive, it is underdeveloped, and it is overvalued. I'm not touching it. I'm really bullish on the tech, but it's not even there yet. Fun fact though, I am working on a subscription NFT for my group where you can purchase an NFT and use that NFT to interact with a smart contract, and boom, you are in my Discord. Even that is far off for development, but thinking that NFTs are these like gifts and like collectibles, have fun getting wrecked. Okay. Yeah, you might be able to get some good, quick profits. Supply and demand metrics are built into the mechanics. I would really go and refresh, go back to the fundamentals of what demand is, because the token cannot be in demand if nobody's buying it. You need to have, the only thing that you can affect on the protocol side is the supply. You can never affect demand, because demand is the ability for, or is the effect of somebody purchasing it. That's demand. If nobody's purchasing it, there's no demand, and there's no tokenomics that can drive demand. Demand is people buying it. Have a look at VET. All right, let's take a look at Vechain. Vechain's been doing actually quite well. I no longer aligned with the fundamentals of Vechain, so I exited my position on Vechain after making a recovery from the bottom. That was my choice based strictly on fundamentals. Can Vechain keep going? I do think so. Yeah, I do think that Vechain can actually keep going. That's not the point. I wanted to kind of just free up my capital and put it into other projects that I aligned with a little bit better on the fundamentals side. And that was why I did that. But Vechain is making higher highs, it is making higher lows, and we are trending in the right direction. As far as entries on Vechain, it depends what you're trying to do. Are you using leverage? I don't recommend that. Are you holding spot? What is your time parameter for that trade? What are your expectations for that trade? Are your expectations realistic? How are you going to scale out of that position? These are all the questions that you need to ask before you press the buy button, because what most people do is they find a little bit of fundamentals or a little bit of anything to kind of buy it, and then they have no plan. There's no plan after that. If you were investing in altcoins, the wisest thing for you to do, if you want to remain exposed to that, is to limit your exposure to that altcoin on this side of the bull market. Once you are on the other side of the bull market, you are going to suffer huge losses, because I do not believe that we are out of the secular nature of Bitcoin just yet, where the whales are going to take, whales and institutions are going to be taking their profits from your favorite shitcoin and put it into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the alpha of this space. The liquidity will return back to Bitcoin. We're at the stage of the bull market now where Bitcoin whales are going to start investing in some of these shit coins just to turn a profit. When those profits are made, they're going to pull their liquidity back into Bitcoin. So the safest play is Bitcoin. Arguably, you could say that Ethereum has a bullish case to be made, but in all fairness to reality, we have no data points to the contrary. So I do believe that Bitcoin is the alpha. Investing in altcoins long term at this stage in the game, if you are just getting into this market, is not a long-term good thing to do. Pick your favorite projects at the bottom of the bear market and hold them for the duration of the bull market. This is how cycles work. You know, for those who are familiar with the Wyckoff method, what we are doing is we're identifying the market cycles. You know, we have the accumulation ranges down here and we have the distribution ranges up here. We right now are somewhere in the middle of markup. We don't know if we're at the bottom. We don't know if we are at the very top. There's no technical indicator that is going to tell you where the top is until you have exited the top. So realizing where you are in the market and understanding how to manage your portfolio and manage risk and make smart decisions is the best thing that you can do. Focus on education, focus on understanding how to mitigate risk and how to manage your portfolio correctly, because long story short, if you just buy all these shit coins now and hold them, been there, done that. It's not fun. There's the link, successful, www.fomo-merch.com. Take a look at Luxo. Ay. Luxo. I haven't even heard of these things. You guys are nuts. Luxo on KuCoin. Well, at least it's on a centralized exchange. Okay, yeah, it went up. Moving on. Yeah, let's take a look at basic attention token. Basic attention token is good. That one is not crazy yet. Yeah, we're trending in the right direction. Okay, so we have a beautiful accumulation. Let's get off of the perpetual futures on this one. Let's take a look at the spot market, because this one's been around for a while. Nope, not Bitcoin. Basic attention token. BAT USD. I'm actually going to do a side-by-side on this one, or a top and bottom on this one, and I'm gonna get the Bitcoin pair on this one. I got a question in the private group asking about when do you use the Bitcoin pair? You should be referencing the Bitcoin pair quite often, because what you want to make sure of is that the asset is outperforming. If it is not outperforming, then don't buy it, because you're far better off just holding Bitcoin. So you can see here, basic attention token is in a downtrend. We have not broken that uptrend yet on basic attention token. Now, how does that make sense? Because basic attention token is doing very well on the spot market and when compared to USD. Yes, it is. but it is over time not outperformed the performance of Bitcoin. So if you were holding 50% Bitcoin and 50% basic attention token, your Bitcoin bag will be worth more as far as your investment is concerned. Now, can you catch the short-term stuff? It all depends on what you're trying to do. You know, if you're planning on holding these things long-term, pay attention to the Bitcoin pair. If you're, intraday trader just trying to catch momentum, then by all means, jump into these US dollar pairs. So on the Bitcoin pair, I'm not going to dive into it too much. Let's just go over to the US dollar pair and kind of dissect the accumulation range that has occurred on this asset. A little bit of a reaccumulation here. So we had a move up and we started going sideways. It looks like we have a little bit of a support / resistance flip here. So let's just keep it really simple. We're in markup. I'm not going to do Wyckoff on markup. We just have broken through the resistance. We found it as support and we're now moving up. So technically this is a buy, but it's a very high risk buy because there's a lot of downside risk attached to this buy. Just because you get a buy signal doesn't mean it goes up. So there is at least a 20% downside risk to this buy signal. Why is it a buy signal? Because we have made a higher high. We're trending in the right direction. Let's see if this one has a little bit of a pullback. If we can get a pullback on this asset that comes down for a double bottom, you may want to take an entry on it. Let's see what's going on with the RSI. Yeah, there is a divergence. The strength of this asset is declining. So realize that, and we may be in a different type of reaccumulation or potentially even a distribution. There is no follow through on the Bitcoin pair. So that means whales aren't going to touch it. 60% of the money in this ecosystem is in Bitcoin. 60% of all the money in this ecosystem is in one coin. What does that mean? Why is that so significant? It means Bitcoin whales don't give a shit about fiat currency. It means that they don't care about US dollars. So if they are going to release some of that capital to trade altcoins, they need to make sure that the altcoin is out competing Bitcoin. Otherwise, what's the point? I'm just going to hold Bitcoin. It's doing well for me. There are huge amounts of people who have a lot of money and they accumulate, they collectively take up 60% of the market share. So for them to even want to play with your little altcoin, it needs to be out competing Bitcoin. So because basic attention token isn't, any follow through is going to be retail driven, which is fine. We're in a bull market. Retail can drive up these prices, but you're not going to get those face melting moves until the Bitcoin whales want to start playing with that asset as well. So keep an eye on the Bitcoin pair with that one. Matic actually has a lot going for it. Major projects like Aave building on Matic also. Yeah, but it's overhyped. Wait for a pullback. Not saying there's anything wrong with the fundamental side. I'm saying that there's a lot wrong with the supply side, supply and demand. Too many people bought it trying to get rich. Wait for those idiots to capitulate, then buy it. Would you pull capital locked up in Reef and put it into BTC or ETH? For me, I pulled capital from BTC or ETH to put it into Reef, and it hasn't met the performance parameters for me to hedge those profits back into Bitcoin or ETH. Bitcoin and ETH is where I pull profits out of the shit coins and capitalize those gains. I don't do it the other way around. If you've made money on Reef, go for it. Yeah, secure some of those profits and put them into that asset. But if you haven't, and you're just flip-flopping because you think those ones are going to go more, I mean, you got to stick to your plan. Make your plan and plan your trade and trade your plan. Amazing wise words in general. With Matic, I've taken 70% out and left a little in to keep my eye on, but that's looking too spicy at the moment. I think that that's a really good strategy. If you are in significant profits on Matic, you may have even experienced multiples inside of Matic, and you pulled 70% of that position, 30%, that's a healthy position. It's the same as you. Just imagine it this way. Imagine you just discovered Matic and you still love the fundamentals. You still love the long-term vision of Matic. and you just arrived at the price level that you're looking to take profits at, what would your initial investment be? Leave that there. It's as though you're entering at that level. Pull the profits out and just let it run. So I think that that's a very good strategy. Can you talk a little bit more about these DeFi exchanges that are showing up now and how they can be seeing any opportunities and possibilities on how they influence the tokenomics? How they influence the tokenomics. Not sure I understand that question. DeFi exchanges. Thanks for the follow, Kaiser. Is that Max Kaiser? So I don't know which upcoming DeFi exchanges you're speaking of, and I don't know how they influence the tokenomics. Tokenomics are pretty much set in stone when the project is released. They decide on the contract, they decide on the protocol, and those are the tokenomics. DeFi exchanges can't have, they can't manipulate their tokenomics after the fact. Benchmark protocol, get fucked. Rebase project, yeah, no, you're gonna get wrecked. If you want to buy a rebase, go for it, but walk away, man, because it's a long-term vision, and you do not put a lot of capital into rebase tokens. For those of you who don't know, what a rebase token does is if you put $100 into a rebase token, it all goes away. Yeah, we can take a look at the DeFi perp. What do we got here? I'll just go DeFi. Let's see how DeFi is doing. DeFi Perpetual Index. If you guys don't know which DeFi to purchase, which DeFi project to purchase, go check out FTX, because you can actually buy their DeFi index. So you don't have to choose. You can buy the whole damn thing. You can buy the whole damn pot. Not the whole damn pot, but I think they have 20 different top playing DeFi tokens. They offer this as a derivatives contract, so you're not actually holding the asset, you are holding the derived value of that asset. But nevertheless, DeFi actually, the volume looks good. We're seeing a decline in the volume. We're seeing the consolidation of the supply. This is pretty good. This volume characteristic right here is showing up on the demand side, but the actual price action of this is not looking spectacular. It's kind of all over the map. Let's go to the initial change of character right here. Let's drag that through. Go down to this. A little bit of a sign of weakness here as a result of an up thrust. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think it's not clear. The only thing that is nice about this is that we are making higher highs and we're making higher lows. So we did technically make a higher high on the candle body closes, but as far as the structure of this, I'm not a fan of the structure. Yeah. I want to see a clear break. I want to see a clear break above resistance, and that can kind of invalidate a lot of the bearishness that I'm seeing inside of this asset. So if you can get a clear break above resistance, maybe even make note of these highs right here. If we can get a break and hold support, then I think that there could be a bullish case that could be made here. You could also look for the DeFi perp to come down and hold this level down here. If we get a clear holding of this level and breakout, it could be good. But overall, this structure is looking very messy. And when it's messy, I am doubtful. And when I am in doubt, I wait it out. So when you can't understand the chart, just don't trade it. Leave it alone. When in doubt, wait it out. Okay. What do I think of Ocean? So Ocean, if you were in the private group, you would have received some trading setups on Ocean. Ooh, Ocean's looking really good. So we'll share some of the sentiments that we have in our group right now. The The call is looking like it hasn't really developed just yet, but it's a very simple SR flip. You know, Ocean is trading in the right direction. It's making higher highs, it's making higher lows. I still don't know what Ocean does. Shame on me for looking at this asset for so long and not diving into the fundamentals. But the SR flip is there. The support/resistance flip is there. And if this level can hold and we can break above, then it would be a fantastic entry. So whenever you break a level of resistance, you want to see it come down as support. And if you wanted to be very careful, you would actually wait for the break of the previous high to enter that position. This doesn't work every time. Nothing works every time. All right. Take a look at Bolt. Yeah, Bolt. Sure, that one's on KuCoin, I believe. Bolt is kind of a really illiquid asset. Illiquidity is hard to look at, but hey, let's go to the daily here. So it's just on its backup of its reaccumulation. Oops, don't need that pen. Don't need my pen tool. Let's get our parallel channel tool. So right down here at the clear change of character here, we're going to drag that across. Let's actually go upsloped on this one. Yeah, let's go right around there. And a bit of a rally over here. So how do I want to trap this price action? I'm going to go with that. And we're coming down for our backup. So if this backup holds and we can get some clear moves to the upside, you know, we're here now. We want to get a clear move to the upside. That would be the official leaving of the accumulation, and I think you would take a spot position on that asset at that time. You know, illiquid means very volatile. I don't even know if futures are available on this asset. I don't know if any leverage is available on this asset, but it's probably for the best if it isn't. Chart looks good. Yeah, you know, if we can hold support there, the demand is clearly coming in. It's also tapering off quite well on the test. So the demand has come in, the support is being built. We just need to see it tick to the upside. What about the DeFi perp? Looks like it's gonna pop to the downside. Okay. Falling behind on the chat. You're just a pump and dump bitch. No, I give what the people want. This is a request-based show. You know, if people are asking me to look at coins that you have the opinion are pump and dumps, well, that's your opinion. We're all entitled to our opinion, and yeah, the whole space, every altcoin is a pump and dump. They all inflate and they all deflate. The only one that isn't is Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin Cash breaking out of the 4 hour. Okay, Bitcoin Cash. I don't like it, but retail loves it. KSM, standard practice says I've 2x'd on Matic, looking to pull initial capital out, planning to wait until trading opens tomorrow on Coinbase Pro before pulling capital out. How do I feel about Tron? Yeah. Tron, I mean, guys, we're in the speculative stage of the bull market. And what that means is you're going to believe a lot of crap and a lot of coins are going to increase in value. We're not pushing the facts anymore. We're pushing the narrative. We're pushing the story. So anything that you buy fresh at this point is going to retrace lower than what you bought it at, likely, in my opinion. As a result of the bear market. Where we are in the cycle, I have no idea. I don't know how much more upside there is, but, you know, we're overvalued in a lot of assets already. I made the comparison today. Somebody shared in my chat, you know, Coinbase is worth $90 million. Coinbase is worth $90 million. Let me just kind of show you market cap. Coinbase is a fantastic exchange, custodying products for thousands and thousands of users and offering value to the world consistently every single day. And apparently in crypto world, where are we? Such fabulous projects such as Lambda is worth the same amount as Coinbase's valuation. Barnbridge is worth the same amount as Coinbase's valuation. WazirX is worth the same amount as Coinbase's valuation. Valuations on these freaking cryptos is already insane. Lego token, Blue Zell is worth more than Coinbase. Give your head a shake. You know, you may make the argument that Coinbase is undervalued on that valuation, but the fact of the matter is things are worth what people are willing to pay. And when you actually apply some common sense to these things, Coinbase is worth more than most of these shit coins. So realize that. I think it's 90 billion, not 90 million. That could be so. Maybe I spoke too soon. Nope, 90 million. I've got it right here. Let me try and pull it up here. Oops, bring it over. Bring it over. Coinbase valued at 90 million in private auction. 90 million, not 90 billion. Crypto is a bubble. Crypto is overvalued. Most of these will not survive, and my popularity decreases every time I say this. But hey, that is the reality. I try to remain level-headed. I try to allow you guys to make the most money, but not get attached to these things, because, you know, a lot of times, especially where we are right now, it's not a long-term vision. You know, the ideas are great, but who knows what the winner will be. It's billion? What are you seeing? Are my members lying to me? I just saw million. Coinbase valued at 90 million in private auction. Oh, okay, that was a typo on their end. Okay, it is billion. All right, well, thank you guys. I will eat my humble pie. I will eat my humble pie. Yeah, you guys are right. So then what is it worth? What's 90 billion? What's 90 billion? All right. Okay, makes more sense. I will eat my humble pie. You guys are right. Damn you, Bowen, you make me look like an idiot on stream. Okay. All right, where were we? Ocean stores data on the platform for trading artificial intelligence without the data being released to third parties. Really long term, I guess. Yeah, you know, the long term is really hard. It's really hard to know the long term on this kind of stuff, because, you know, being able to pick Amazon way back in the day, like if you saw Amazon back in the tech bubble, like their website was super primitive. It didn't make any sense, and there was many competitors. Trying to find this kind of stuff is really hard. Trevon James's YouTube was deleted yesterday. Well, if it's anything like Cryptos, it'll be back today. Maybe this is just a way to get subs. I don't know. When charting ranges, what's the lowest time frame you would use? Well, when you're charting the trading range, the higher the time frame that you can get on a trading range, the better. As far as making entries, you can wipe off any time frame really. So let's say we were looking at Bolt here, okay? We have the macro time frame on the daily. This fits very nicely. I think that this trading range is valid on the daily. Now you could just enter at any point above this backup here and hold on for the long term. But if you really wanted to nail it, you can actually zoom into lower time frames. So let's go down to the 1 hour. And let's dissect the backup itself as a move, as a trading range. So let's slap a range on the backup. So we have a buyer's climax here. Oops, let's try that again. And we will drag that across and bring that down to the bottom, which is basically the backup. So buyer's climax, automatic reaction, up thrust action. We came back down, held the test, a nice kind of sign of strength a little bit as we jumped the creek, got another secondary test, strength. Man, this is a very liquid asset. Like when it goes, it just goes straight up. It also goes straight down. It's very illiquid. But yeah, so what you would be looking for is either an opportunity to enter on the bottom of the range or a break of the bottom of the range, or you could buy the test of this lower range. So yeah, we're on the 1 hour and you could buy the test. And hell, when this occurs, you could go down to the 15 minute. There is no rule on the time frame, but what I recommend that you do is get your idea on the highest time frame that you can. So intraday trading, you definitely want to start out on the 4 hour and kind of build your idea. But yeah, it's there's no rules. There's no rules. I get the idea on the high time frame, daily, sometimes the 3-day, depending on the accumulation. Reaccumulations, I'll do 4 hour. And then when I'm nailing the entry, I might go down to the 15 minute, the 5 minute, hell, even the 2 minute. It doesn't matter. How to pick? Okay, cool. I like this question, Amir. So 0x on USD and BTC, two completely different charts. How do you pick where we are and how do you read it for this instance? Does it either get favored over the other? Well, what you ideally want is confluence on both. But let's go ahead and take a look so that we can kind of dive into it together. So let's get 0x on USD. And let's go to a high time frame like the daily. We'll see how that pans out for us. Okay. Ooh, actually, this is looking nice. This is beautiful. Let's go to the 3-day. We got a lot of information to dissect here. So I picked the candle size that fits the frame. Okay. So if I was to slap an accumulation range on this, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the change of character. And I'm going to drag that across and I'm going to bring it up to kind of the automatic rally where most of the price action is kind of behaving around. If you guys are wanting to learn this method, follow the links down below to enter my free Discord. All of this, all the theory and schematics and all that stuff for the Wyckoff method is very readily available on the internet. You can just do a couple of Google searches and you can find all of this stuff. I've just conveniently put it all in one place for you. So if you want to join the free Discord, just go to the learning materials tab and all that stuff is just conveniently in one place. So you can kind of get the basics of this method. Yeah, so you're welcome. And then let's go 0x BTC. And we'll also do the 3-day. So let's take a look at the comparative here. So 0x BTC, what is occurring? Well, we're still technically in a downtrend. So depending on how long you're wanting to hold this asset, is it even favorable for you to do so at this point? I think that until we break market structure on Bitcoin with 0x, you're actually better off holding Bitcoin. As we can clearly see in the chart here, this is in a downtrend, meaning that Bitcoin is outperforming 0x. I like 0x. I think it's a cool project, and it's one of the OG DeFi coins, and it's clearly showing some strength on its US dollar comparative, but this is just it trying to catch up, really. And is it going to enter the stage at which it outperforms? That's what we need to find out down here. So if we zoom in here, I'm not going to do a Wyckoff. Let's do a Wyckoff. Let's just throw a range on it. So down here is the change of character. Pull that across, bring that up to the automatic rally, something like that. So we're still range bound on Bitcoin. You want to see some of these highs get taken out. So let me actually erase that, and let's slap on a couple lines here. Oops. Let's bring this right here. So you want to break out this high. You want to break out this high. And until we start taking out some of these highs, there's no rush, because you're in the same position basically as if you were holding Bitcoin. It's kind of the same thing. It's not a significant outperformance. Just keep your liquidity in Bitcoin while you wait for the setup to present itself on the US dollar pair. Now, if you wanted to scale into this and kind of front run it, because the comparison isn't going to outperform until 0x is really moving. So if you want to front run that in anticipation of it outperforming, you could also do that by taking a small scaling in, or what we refer to as a probe position, into this asset to really captivate your attention. Basically, as soon as you have some skin in the game, you can really pay attention to the asset. But yeah, at this point, from what we're seeing on the Bitcoin pair, it's not an asset over time that is going to yield you higher results than what we're seeing in Bitcoin right now, based on the present day, based on what we're seeing right now. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Maybe I didn't make the point on using Coinbase. But yeah, don't get attached to this stuff. You can get attached, like, don't get me wrong. I love Ethereum. I think that Uniswap is beautiful. I think it's fantastic. I love what's going on in the DeFi space. I love it. I think it's the future. I sound very, very bearish on this stream in particular. I don't usually sound this bearish, guys, honestly. But it's just, this market is publicly traded. It's the biggest problem in crypto. The biggest problem in crypto is all the humans buying and selling this revolutionary technology. If the humans, if these things weren't publicly traded and people couldn't make money off of it, and we could just develop and create a utopia based off of this new technology, then happy days. But the problem is people manipulate these markets, and they sell narratives, and they sell vaporware and snake oil to take advantage of the new investor. And that's the problem with this market. Realize that you need to be very on guard. You need to be very on guard. And it's hard. It's hard because this technology is extremely profound. It is extremely revolutionary. We don't even have the ability to fully comprehend the power of blockchain. Try and comprehend, go back in time and try and get somebody to comprehend the potential of internet when the internet was first invented. You could see a few applications and you saw the value in that, but you had no idea that you would have a smartphone that could order you an Uber or a Lyft or get you food delivered from a third party. You had no concept of that. And the same exists today. We have no concept of the power of blockchain because it's a stepping stone. Until we start to see the true development, we're not going to know. We have no idea the potential here. And that's the trap. That's where it can get really expensive for your bank account, because people are going to sell the story. They're going to sell the narrative. And a lot of this stuff is cyclical, and it comes and it goes. So if you want a safe bet, the safest bet is tried and true, and it's Bitcoin. And I know that's not sexy, and I know that's not what you want to hear, but based on the data that we have thus far, it's Bitcoin. Make sure that there is a significant holding of your portfolio, however you want to manage your trades and investments. It's all up to you, but realize that you would be going against the data that is right in front of your face to not hold a significant amount of Bitcoin. That's it. I'm not here to tell you what to do, okay? It's actually illegal for me to give financial advice because I am not a licensed financial advisor. But I just want to give you the facts and the charts and the reality that's sitting right in front of you. And there is serious manipulation. It's illiquid markets with revolutionary technology. It's the perfect recipe to sell a narrative, and it can be scary. What is the weather in Mexico? Right now it is sunny, bright, blue, and windy. Ren. I love Ren. Let's talk about Ren. Actually, I gotta get out of here pretty soon. So for those who are in the private group, I do private Zoom, well, get ready for the private Zoom session. This will be starting in 5 minutes at 1 o'clock. For those who aren't in the private group that want one-on-one coaching and kind of mentorship, join VIP. We do this 3 times a week where you get the opportunity to ask every question that you could possibly have. I may not have the answers to everything, but I've been in this market since 2015. I've been a trader living, abroad for, I guess it's been full time for about 1.5 years now. So full time, 18 months, basically, the beginning of this bull market, it's been full time for me. And I can tell you that this space is not about being a high frequency trader. It's about it's about building strategy, and it's about developing over time and building wealth. Build wealth over time. Give yourself a payday once a year. If you do this right, you'll only need to give yourself a payday once a year. But yeah, so keep that in mind. And 5 minutes, guys, till we are in the private Zoom room. If you're interested in that, go ahead and join the Discord on the VIP side. Links are in the description. Let's take a look at Ren. Ren on Tether. So Ren is trending to the upside. It's looking really good. I'm on the 3-day chart. We don't need that. Let's go down to the 12-hour. Yeah, it's looking like a reaccumulation after decline. We're seeing a lot of assets right here at this level right here. So let me actually go down to an even smaller time frame to get some higher resolution. We had a big shakeout, big drawback, big pullback, and we had a trading range develop in the lower end of the range here. We had our automatic rally up here. We got a little bit of a sign of strength, pulled back for our LPS, and now we're holding and testing as support. So Ren is looking poised for a nice move. The resistance is going to come in at the higher end. So basically up here is going to be where your resistance is on Ren. This is also going to be where the next opportunity presents itself. If we break through that resistance on a sign of strength and come in for a pullback, then you can grab a position at support. Anytime you're looking to take a position at support. Allow the strength to show itself, show the bullish signals, but that's not your signal to buy the big green candles. Just go ahead and wait. So these markets ebb and flow. There's always going to be pullbacks. Even if it comes a week from when you got excited, there will be a pullback, and that should be your entry, even if it's higher up. Okay, so we got one comment here. I'm from the Middle East, Iran. Here, government want to block trade altcoins and X websites. Well, thankfully for you, there are decentralized exchanges where the governments cannot control those. Blockchain, the regulators can't regulate it. China tried to shut it down. India tried to shut it down. You can't regulate this space. That's what's going to take a while for the regulators to try and wrap their head around. And there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a battle. They're not used to not having control. They're not used to not having power. But hey, Pandora's box has been opened, and this is a reality. You cannot control this. You cannot control this without shutting down the internet, and you are not shutting down the internet. So get over it. you can use a decentralized exchange. All right, guys, so that is all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you would like me to take a look at some of these other projects, or give me some video ideas and some tutorials and stuff that you would like me to do on the upload side, not the live stream side, then leave them in the comments section down below. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.
Welcome to my dream. It's good to see you again. We can kick back now. The show has reached the end. Turn out the lights. It's late in the hour. Everything you love has all come home. Farewell for now, my friend. I'll see you around again. Farewell for now, my friend. I'll see you around again. Believe in me, we're all alive together. You came through, true to form forever. Magic shadow.